Is your child in dire jeopardy?
Cut off from their supplies. The situation looks dire.
I'm in dire and pressing need of £100.
Do as you're told, lad. The quarters
Is
are
there
dire.
a town in such dire economic straits?
I knew who'd given you such a dire account of me.
The situation in dire need of attention.
But you did call me in dire.
A dire prognosis.
Boy is to be executed in 6 days and is in dire need of redemption.
But I'm late.
Is your child in dire jeopardy? Find out tonight after the game.
Okay, promos are... Astro Forces ships are attacked, and the men are cut off from their supplies. The situation looks dire.
Where is the air support?
Might I ask you to loan me some money, Turner?
Which one?
I am in dire and pressing need of £100.
Not a question.
My landlord, he's a good man.
Let's swab this mess before the tender comes. Do as you're told, lad. The quarters are dire.
I see.
The question we hear again and again is there a town in such dire economic straits as to be able to extort this sacrifice from its
Generosity and of my depravity. If I knew who'd given you such a dire account of me.
Pat on the back and a not too hearty pension. The situation in dire need of attention.
So money, plain and simple.
Of course, there have been a few times, you will admit, that you did call me in dire emergency and I had to come by and bail you out. A couple of things.
Using unfamiliar words and speaking in a strange accent, the man made dire prognostications about a pestilence, which he said would wipe out...
Situation requires an experienced hand. This boy is to be executed in 6 days and is in dire need of redemption. Are you up to this?
Well, even using the ring will take its toll. Better you call on us only in dire need and use your runes to locate the star yourself.
During mother's last months.
Sometimes I wonder where they'd be without each other.
Marion, my ample follicles are in dire need of a trim.
I wouldn't...
Of these proceedings, I will give you one last chance. The consequences of your response will be dire. By dire, Mr. Sims, I mean your future will be
Church roof. Over that matter, stage a cock.
It's a well-known fact that the church roof is in dire need of repair. And isn't it true that 2 of your own employees are
through here on your way to a national market? But the situation is getting fucking dire. Hear me when I say that.
I'll stuck it up my ass.
Jack, your leisure activities ain't my business.
Hey, don't you fuck with me, Bill. Your post here as chief is in dire straits. Nobody wants to go hunting in a town with a pet murder and kidnapper in it.
We'll find him.
In my travels, I learned the Saints, unlike some other parties in dire circumstances, could maintain their goodness and remain Christ.
I know this may come as a shock to you, Mr. Poe, but we are in dire need of your unwholesome expertise.
Hospitals and not a copper penny to build them with. It was then at that dire moment when His Eminence asked our designee as Catholic Layman of the Year.
At your insistence, the events my spirit saw lurk as dire possibilities. If you request, I will use my powers to dispense.
The situation looked dire, but I knew that Timothy Cavendish...
Thoughts unsex me here and fill me from the crown to the toe top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood. Stop up the truce with your world.
You must honor his noble intention.
The lady's in dire danger.
I take it you're vouching for her, Agent Sapien.
Most erupt. I am here to avoid a dire catastrophe. If the concerns of 2 nations...
But so, they just kind of help me focus.
You're in dire need of an upgrade. Systemic, top to bottom. 100-point restoration, that's...
Of course, she does come from dire circumstances. I mean, it's very easy to be judgmental about.
And if we have to put those children in to fight, then what kind of dire circumstances will they find themselves in? Yes, they are young.
Country, a tradition of invoking martial law only when the most dire of circumstances require it. But at what cost? All eyes now turn to New York City to see if martial law...
Photographer for the New York Post for 10 years, had the opportunity to study grace and generosity under the direst of circumstances.
My steely centurion. Sadly, I fear I have far more dire deeds in store for you.
Robot is online.
The other one is up here. He's in the business of saying how dire the situation is,
debate,
and how little
Peter,
we can do
or are
to
we
solve it.
being treated to a Nick Hostek or salute?
Love. Right. And I realize that as dire chance and fateful cock-up would have it, here I am, mid-50s.
Anyone about what you have seen, there will be the most dire consequences for you and your family.
But when the time came, when Gondor's need was dire, they fled, vanishing into...
Can't you knock? Knock? But I'm in dire need. So am I. What do you think I am, human? Bring it up at the next group analysis meeting. Something like that.